My name is Meg Heap, and I'm the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Georgia. With me is Jenny Kirkland, our Assistant U.S. Attorney, who is the prosecutor on this case. First, I want to thank our law enforcement, federal, state, and local. It was this collaborative effort that many days of investigation and ultimately the arrest of over 50 individuals charged with trafficking of drugs, guns, and thousands of dollars. The drugs involved in this, which were obtained nationally and transglobally, include methamphetamine, MDA, fentanyl, cocaine, crack cocaine, Adderall, Xanax, and marijuana. One of the reasons, as we know, statistically across the United States, we have seen this scourge hit many communities, and it has resulted in violence. It's resulted in addiction and all the consequences involved, and also overdoses. These crimes won't be tolerated in our community. We're going to go after anyone who continue to harm people in this community, and it's through the collaboration of this law enforcement and the U.S. Attorney's Office that we were able to arrest these people, charge them, and indict them for these crimes. We also have the head of the FBI who were instrumental in this investigation, and we have Brian Osden here.
Thank you, Ms. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brian Osden. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge of the FBI Atlanta Division. FBI Director Kash Patel has given our workforce a very simple mandate: crush violent crime. Well, this morning, FBI Atlanta, along with our federal, state, and local partners, made a significant effort to do just that here in the Glynn County community. To date, we have made numerous arrests targeting 56 criminals responsible for distributing large quantities of fentanyl, methamphetamines, MDMA, cocaine, marijuana throughout the local area. Our investigation shows that members of this group were traveling to Los Angeles, Miami, Atlanta, and Jacksonville to source these drugs. Additionally, one of the indicted subjects communicated with a supplier in China having drugs shipped directly to Brunswick. Early this morning, close to 200 special agents, deputies, and police officers participated in this operation, which spanned all across Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, Texas, and New York. This operation included FBI SWAT teams from Atlanta, Jacksonville, Columbia, and Dallas divisions, and several specialty teams from the local area. Other agencies involved today include the DEA, GBI, Glynn County Police Department, Glynn County Sheriff's Office, and the Brunswick Police Department. Today, 48 of the 49 suspects targeted for arrest were arrested and are now in custody. The FBI's goal in this investigation is not just to put people in handcuffs for a few days, but to build cases that cut to the capability of criminal enterprises, putting the worst offenders behind bars for long periods of time in order to keep our communities safe. The FBI is committed to pursuing drug traffickers regardless of their location, wealth, or social standing. Whether criminals operate in affluent neighborhoods or areas that are more economically challenged, we will hold them accountable with equal intensity and determination. We can't thank enough our strong partnerships across South Georgia, as you see represented here by this group. The FBI's goal remains strong to stop gang violence while getting illegal drugs and weapons off the streets. We still need your help. If you notice anything suspicious, please call 1-800-CALL-FBI, or you can go to fbi.gov. Thank you. Next is Brunswick Police Chief Angela Smith.
Good afternoon. I would like to thank the men and women of the Brunswick Police Department, along with our state and local and federal partners, for continued collaboration in law enforcement. Citizens have asked the law enforcement agencies in this community, what are we going to do with crime? I believe that this operation is indicative of the work that is being done. Citizens and residents and visitors deserve to feel safe and be safe in our community, and we will continue in that regard with a strategic plan to continue to fight against crime and dismantle criminal elements in our community. Thank you. At this time, Director Chris Hosey.
Good afternoon. As you've heard already, today's efforts are the culmination of a joint operation between agencies represented here today that reflects what happens when agencies work together as one team with one mission, and that is protecting the people of Georgia, this community here of Glynn County. This investigation required time, patience, precision, partnership, professionalism, and a tremendous work ethic by all the agencies and their personnel that were involved and represented here today. You've heard of the numerous different types of narcotics that were involved in this investigation, along with multiple other investigative acts that took place that resulted in this having such a tremendous impact on narcotics and violent crime trade in the state of Georgia and here in Glynn County. I want to thank the agents, analysts, and support personnel from all the agencies for their tireless work. Their coordination ensured a safe and successful operation. I especially want to recognize my agents and work units that were involved in this, our Southeast Regional Drug Enforcement Office and our Region 14 Field Office. Both were heavily involved in this investigation, and I appreciate their efforts. For the GBI, our commitment remains simple, is to work together across all levels of law enforcement to protect our communities and state, to uphold the rule of law, and ensure public safety remains as our top priority in this state and in our communities. Thank you.
At this point, we'll take any questions, if anybody has any.
Hi, I'm Bill Young. I'm a reporter for First Coast News, and I was wondering how long has this investigation been active?
It initiated around 2023, so a couple years. It's a long-term investigation.
Hi, Eric Army from WJXT News Channel 4 out of Jacksonville. Did any of these suspects have a Jacksonville connection, or did any of this activity have a Jacksonville connection, considering the fact that it's so close to Southeast Georgia?
Yeah, while none of the subjects arrested or indicted in this investigation reside in Jacksonville, there was several basically traveling to and from Jacksonville to commit some of the crimes that are in the indictment.
And given the fact that I know we're only but just a few hours from Atlanta, the DEA has identified Atlanta as the regional drug hub for the Southeast for both the CJNG cartel, the Sinaloa cartel. I'm wondering, any of these 50-plus people, did any of them have any direct ties or even indirect ties to any of those the main cartels?
There are connections to Atlanta, directly not with the cartels.
A couple points of clarity. How many people in total were arrested? At least we got to 55, but I think
Yeah,
you said 48.
good question. There's the indictment includes 56. 48 were arrested today. One is still not apprehended, and the other ones were already in custody.
Gotcha. And what are you guys doing in terms of ongoing efforts to capture that one?
We believe that she's going to turn herself in tomorrow.
Additionally, can you give me an idea of how many drugs were seized, and when we're looking at the overall sort of drug operations in this region, how big of a chunk does this represent?
I don't have those numbers in front of me. I know there's some of that information is available in the indictment, which has been released. I don't know I just don't have those numbers, and the collection from today's arrest operations, we're still going through all that, so we don't have that available at this time.
I know you don't have the numbers, but are you able to clarify if what you seized, was that considered street level amount or was that considered wholesale amount?
It's trafficking level amount. There's a significant amount of drugs that were collected as a part of this investigation dating back all the way to 2023.
Here's what I was getting at is, how big of a dent do you think this will put in drug operations in this region?
I mean, anytime you arrest, this number of folks and have this long and this wide ranging of an operation, it's going to have an effect. I mean, it's obviously, it talks to the ones that were arrested, but it also shows others that are attempting to commit these crimes that this won't be tolerated. So I think it has a tremendous effect, and it's really just a testament to the work effort done by law enforcement in this area to try to take a big chunk out of the drug trafficking here.
Were all of these suspects, were they all traffickers, dealers, or were some of them affiliated with gang activity?
All the above. All the above.
You mentioned these drugs were coming over directly from China. Was that, through ports, the mail? Do you have any idea of how they were being facilitated between countries?
All that's available in the indictment. So I don't misstate something, I'm gonna just refer to the indictment for that information, unless you have something to.
Is there any mechanism to go after the suppliers in a foreign country?
We're always looking at those kinds of things. That's always our goal. We work enterprise level cases, so we always want to go to the top of the food chain, if you will. So always looking at those as options. Yes.
Since this has been an investigation that's been going on for so long, did any part of this overlap with Operation Fentanyl Free America?
This was an independent investigation, but again, there's a lot of coordination, a lot of connectivity between a lot of the operations that happen, not just statewide but countrywide. So while I'm not, to tell you the exact connections to any other specific operation, they all have ties to one another in some way, shape, or form.
What initially sparked this investigation?
Good investigative work by the task force. They saw a need and they went after it, and as you can see by the results, it was a successful decision.
And has there been any impact on overdose rates since 2023 since this started?
I don't have those numbers in front of me. I mean, again, anytime you have this level of a impact, a number of people arrested, you're going to make an impact on your community. There's 55 people arrested today, or in total for this so far. I mean, that's going to make an impact.
So all those arrests were today?
48 were arrested today. The other ones were already in custody, and one is still not arrested, but we're working with her so she'll turn herself in.
It's a known fact that drugs and guns go hand in hand. I'm just curious, in this investigation, did you guys also take a lot of guns off the streets with these Boston raids?
Again, I'm going to refer to the indictment, but yes, there's always there's a lot of evidence that has been collected over the last 18 months to 2 years that'll be presented at trial when that happens.
Are any of these suspects facing enhanced charges? Say, for instance, if they have been maybe linked to a fentanyl overdose?
Yeah, that'll all be part of the prosecution part, and unless you guys have something.
One or two more. This may be a question for Smith, but I was wondering if you could maybe speak to the prevalence of drug issues in Brunswick, in this region, and how significant these arrests are going to be for this local community.
I think the arrests are going to be very significant for this area. We've been working the streets of Brunswick for some time now, and so we expect to see the results shown improving through this investigation.
Chief, I have a question for you. I know it's very rare that I get to come up to Brunswick to cover gun violence, but I know it happens just like it happens in Jacksonville. And I'm just wondering, with some of the stuff that you've seen, some of the investigations, the assaults, the gun violence here in Brunswick, is there any indication, or are you able to clarify if a certain percentage of that is tied directly to this drug activity?
At this time, I won't be clarifying those percentages. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to tell you. You want to tell him about the enhancement? Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Chief.
Yes, sir.
Sheriff.